Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here, and welcome to a predictions video for this year's WWE Crown Jewel. A very quick predictions video, mainly because, if I'm being completely transparent, I'm not really looking forward to this year's PLE. Mainly because of spoilers from idiotic fans, and also because I couldn't give a damn about the Crown Jewel Championship. To me, it is pointless. It doesn't mean anything. Am I looking forward to Cody Rhodes versus Gunther? Hell yeah. But I'd look forward to it a whole lot more if the stakes were higher. And I really couldn't care less about Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. Two heels, by the way. Who am I supposed to root for? Don't like either of them. Now, I'm going to kick things off with a match that I am looking forward to. And that is Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This seems to be thrown together quite quick. It only seems a couple of weeks ago that Kevin Owens assaulted Randy Orton, but I'm here for it. I'm here for this vicious, villainous heel version of Kevin Owens. A Kevin Owens that even Triple H warned Randy Orton about, and I think the match result is crystal clear. It's got to be Kevin Owens, surely, getting the victory over Randy. Randy seems to be losing every single PLE he's in since his return to WWE, but he's a legend. It's obviously time for him to give back now in his career, and Kevin Owens needs it more than Randy Orton, and of course that can heat Kevin Owens up very, very nicely for the inevitable rematch against Cody Rhodes. This rivalry is going to continue on and on, add more layers to the whole Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes dynamic, because it's only going to be a matter of time, surely, in the future, that Randy Orton turns on Cody Rhodes also. But in terms of victor, it's gotta be Kevin Owens. Next up, we got Seth freaking Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed in a match that is gonna absolutely cook. This match is gonna be fire. It is going to be brutal as well. In terms of the victor, surely it's going to be Big Bronson Reed. He needs the victory more than Seth freaking Rollins does. Seth freaking Rollins can take the pin, and it's not going to kill him, because inevitably, surely, this is going to be the first in a mini-series between the two of them, probably ending when Raw goes over to Netflix in 2025. Big Bronson Reed for the victory here. Moving on to match 3, a triple threat match for the WWE United States Championship. LA Knight, the champion, versus Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Now, I think this one's pretty predictable. I do believe that LA Knight will retain, mainly because the Saudi fans absolutely adore LA Knight. But when you look back at this week's episode of SmackDown, you don't exactly warm to the character of LA Knight. LA Knight acted like an absolute jerk, getting involved, interrupting the 7th match in an absolute electric series between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. And on that basis, you just want a new champion. So purely out of wanting a change here, I'm going with Carmelo Hayes. If I'm going with my gut instinct, WWE's logic here, it's probably more than likely that LA Knight is going to retain. So that takes the vote for me. Next up, we turn our attention to the women's division, a fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. And I'm going for Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the current champions, to retain. Obviously taking on the hot tag team of Damage Control in Kairi Sane and Io Sky. Io Sky, one of the best wrestlers, in my opinion, in the WWE Women's roster. And Metaphor, already getting booked big. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson, they've definitely got that it factor, so they're potential candidates. And of course, we love the comedic element, the chemistry between Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. So I wouldn't mind either of those tag teams getting the W. But for now, I think Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are going to retain before dropping the titles in the lead up to WrestleMania 41, where inevitably those two are going to face off in a one-on-one match. Now, we turn our attention to the much anticipated WWE Crown Jewel Championship scene. And that is a little bit of English sarcasm there, because I cannot get excited about this. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. I would not be surprised if we don't see either of them win. But I've got to pick someone. I've got to pick someone. And if I'm going to pick someone, I'm going to pick... hang on. I had to think for a second there. I'm going with Liv Morgan. I actually think that Tiffy will actually accidentally cost Nia Jax. And don't be surprised at the same time if Tiffany Stratton actually cashes in on Nia Jax in a complete plot twist and a complete shocking turn of events, and we get that. Or we get the predictable Rhea Ripley coming out for the 1,000th time to cost Liv Morgan, potentially. But I'm actually going with Liv Morgan to capture the WWE Crown Jewel Championship. Now, of course, we turn our attention to Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, which, by the way, is going to cook, but it's not for a main title that we actually care about, so how can we get invested? And I actually think this one is pretty simple. I think Cody Rhodes is going to become the Crown Jewel champion, and absolutely nobody is going to care about it. And I actually think, in a shocking turn of events, quite predictable turn of events, that we'll see Goldberg. Goldberg will shaft Gunther, and that is what inevitably will cost him the matchup. And that'll be a third time that Cody Rhodes has cost Gunther, because of course you go back to the Royal Rumble 2024, Royal Rumble 2023, both times Cody Rhodes eliminated Gunther. So there's history there, and then down the line, when the time is right, Gunther can get his revenge, but not just yet. Now, WWE have actually added a 7th match to the match card, but I'm not going to talk about that match because it completely spoils this week's episode of SmackDown. I do not know what WWE were thinking by announcing this match at this stage, but that's a story for a whole new video. The only hint, if you don't know what that match is, that I'm going to give is it involves the Bloodline and potentially spoils this year's Survivor Series War Games. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you in the next one.